Why do women keep making these shitty choices in men? I'm hearing
Why
Pada's
do men show
story.
this
I'm hearing Kalani's
behavior?
story.
I think it all goes down to how they view themselves.
It doesn't matter how they view themselves. I mean, you have control over who you want to spend time with and who you want to invite into your life.
That's us all being single.
You can get caught up. Like, you know, like I said, my last relationship was not good at all. But the one thing I did learn about, like, from it was that, like, you can literally get caught up depending on what's going on in your life.
Caught up in the potential.
You can have an intention of just, you know, hooking up with somebody and enjoying, you know, that part. But it kind of leads into something else when you get to know them more. And if you're depending on your
question. I have a follow-up question. What did your father say about these guys that you were dealing with? What sort of advice did you get there?
Me?
Anybody?
He's specific.
I was adopted by a single mother, so I don't have a father. Okay. Didn't have any father figure growing up.
What about Kalani?
My dad's in the Philippines, and he's going through enough struggle in himself, so I don't want to stress him out. And he supports me. I'm a huge daddy's girl, and you know, I can talk to him, but I prefer not to let him worry about what's going on in my life because I worry more so about him.
What do you think about the notion? Like, how would you feel about your father approving your dating choices?
I mean,
or a dating app that you swipe on somebody, but then it requires your father's approval for you to go out with him.
My dad is the coolest dad in the world, so I think that, you know, he would swipe and pick through it with me and be like, I think that's another thing is my dad set the standards like really high for what a man should be. You know, my mom left when things got rough, and I thought that they were very much in love, and they were. And then
right. I mean, I've heard you say that he set the standards high, but you set the standards very low by letting this criminal into your life and having a child with him.
Correct, but I feel like that's very judgmental to say, is because correct.
It's a statement of fact, though. It's a statement of fact.
That is correct. However, you know, like I came here and I'm from a completely different country where I've seen all walks of life. I'm from the Philippines. Like I grew up in the Philippines, so I was very fortunate growing up over there. But also, I did see all different walks of life, and I'm not that person of like, okay, you know, you are beneath me or you are higher than me. I treat everyone equal.
But I mean, hold on a second, because if you're not discerning in your taste, then you're going to allow crap into your life, right? It's like if you go to the grocery store and you bring food home, you know, to your fridge for your child to eat. If you don't provide, you know, your child with nourishing, nutritious, healthy food, then they're going to eat whatever is on the shelf, especially whatever tastes good and is easy to eat. So you do have to be discerning in your choices in life. Like this is. Like you see the problem there, right?
You do learn that as you grow older, of course. Like you're talking about, I was 18.
Yeah.
You know, I was new to this country. It was a culture shock to me. It was more so that comfort. And I've learned a lot about myself throughout the process. That's why he's not on child support. And that's why I don't wish bad upon him, in all honesty. He's a good dad, I should say. Like, I allow my son to have that relationship with him. I do not put him on child support because I'm not here to mess his life up. What if he misses a payment? Okay. But okay, it comes back down to my choices and I hold accountability. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's no matter what you did to me that hurt me and made me feel like I was not valid, I look so highly to you, and what I'm going to take away from this is what I learned from you and walk away from it, not put my time and energy into it anymore, and that's it.
Okay. Nikki, same question to you. Like, what would you think of a dating app that would require your father to approve your choices?
Well, first of all, I think that a woman, right, should come to a place where funny because I was looking at Chris's background and it says do the work. And that's exactly what I was thinking about, is like, I think oftentimes, to answer your question, going back to what you asked about why do women pick, you know, crappy men, and it's because they probably pick men based on like their childhood experiences with like a father that was absent, or some kind of traumatic experience where they're trying to get that love or that validation that they didn't get maybe in the past. So I think it's important for women to come to a place where they do the work, like Chris's background, where they know like what they're looking for, and they're not going to keep repeating the same mistakes, picking these men that have brought nothing to their lives but headaches and whatnot. So to answer your question about the dating app, I think that, I mean, at some point a woman has to come to a place where she doesn't rely on her dad to approve. She needs to know, like, this is the type of man that I would want to be around my future children or my current children. So I think that should be like the woman's conscious choice.
I think it also goes back to, right, is like what value we could add to the guy's life, but then also what value can they add to ours?
Yeah, but like women, I mean, I'll just say it. Women are objectively terrible at picking men. Like, I feel like I'm taking, hold on. Like, I really feel like I'm taking some crazy pills here. I mean, we have 2 women on the panel that have dated felons. I mean, we have a single mother epidemic in this country. There's more kids that are being raised by single mothers in 2024 than in ever before. Kids from single parent households do worse in school. They're more likely to get pregnant when they're teens. They're more likely to be runaways. They're more likely to end up in jail. I mean,
Why do you shake your head, Kalani?
All that is true.
I think also women are looking for men to fill their voids, right? They want men to complete.
Yeah, let me just stop you there for a sec, Nikki. I want to go back to Kalani because when Moff was talking about some of the stats, so here's the stats just to make sure that we get them clear, because I saw you shaking your head. The vast majority of the incarcerated today, single mother households. The vast majority of teenage pregnancies, single mother households. The vast majority of gang activity, single mother households.
And do you think that's because men don't step up?
Let me keep going. The vast majority of suicides and suicide attempts, single mother households. I can keep going right down the list. Single mother households are incredibly poor at raising girls and boys into men and women. Why do you shake your head at that?
I may be ignorant to that topic. In all honesty, I will take accountability for it. I may be ignorant to that topic. I shake my head is because my son is the best. I will say that. And
every mother says that. You go to any dating app, my son's a superhero. I'm raising 3 amazing.
We're not going to touch on that subject, and I know I kind of walked myself into it, but it all depends on the strength of the mother.
We're talking about the men that you chose or that you choose to lay down with.
So I was with him
at picking that.
So I was with his dad for 15 years, and it's been very hard for me to take another man seriously.
Right, but that's a product of your choices. So like the thing we're getting at here is that if there's an ongoing issue and there's an ever-growing problem of women choosing men poorly, and is it so far-fetched to think that there's a man in her life that wants the best for her, that understands men at their core, that understands what's good for her and what's not good for her? It's existed for thousands of 10,000s of years in many cultures across the world. And the further we've moved away from that, the worse it's gotten. The more kids that are being raised in single mother households, the worse that the people are doing. So what's the answer? If it's not, let's trust in our fathers and the men that raise us, what's the answer? Because we're proving today that women that are left up to their own devices when it comes to picking men are doing a pretty bad job at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe you guys might make us feel that we're insufficient, that there's always other choices out there, right? We are in this age of social media, and it is easy access to, find that validation from other. And I'm not just saying that. What I'm hearing is a lot about like women have poor choices, but about like
because you choose who you have a kid with. You ultimately decide who gets to have a kid with you. The man doesn't get to decide that.
I think it's everyone has to be accountable for themselves. I think women need to be more accountable for their own decisions and men for their own, right? Everybody's on their own. Like,
it's not just
you can't keep being in this victim mentality where we're like, oh, it's men's fault. It's men's fault. No, it's your fault. Like, not yours.
It's the individual.
Right, exactly. Like, people need to just you know,
but people are more alike than they are different. We're talking about human beings here. There's a reason that studies like psychology and biology exist, and we can make generalizations about the population and about people because we're more alike than we are apart. Everybody likes to say that every single individual in the world is its own unique snowflake and is so different than the other person, and that's not the reality of the world. It's not the reality of human beings. So this idea that everybody's unique experience and that this person is so their experience is so foreign than the next that no one can possibly know what they're going through. It's just, I mean, it's nonsense.
I completely agree with you there.
I don't know if this answers your question,
I think
Rich.
people are just having like people are just promiscuously like sleeping around and having children.
But who?
I'm just saying,
who's responsible? Who is responsible if a kid is born or not? The woman or the man?
Both.
Well,
no,
the
wrong.
Woman.
Thank you.
The woman, because the woman can. Once the man's like sperm leaves his body, the woman has control to either like make that baby born or end it. The woman has control.
Okay, but now that, you know, they reverse Roe v. Wade or whatever it is,
you can still travel.
There are still plenty of space. There are still plenty of places where you can get it done.
There's still plenty of spaces that you could get it done, but then also again, it's like
adoption is also
a consciousness of the women, right? Is because we're nurturing.
About who you let impregnate you, I guess. So.
I mean, mothers do choose the fathers of their children.
It's the pillow
right?
talk.
Okay.
That's the point. Really quick, and we'll get off of it. That's the point.
Yeah.
There always seems to be this war and this battle between women have agency and they can make their own choices, but they're also easily manipulated. And it's, oh, this guy was just so suave and he was so sweet and he was so loving that he tricked me. Well, it's like, which one is it? Like, easily duped, or like, is it wasn't my fault because he was so charming and this and that, or I bear responsibility in the man that I chose, and my age or my experience level doesn't necessarily matter.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.